Hi friends, welcome back to our channel where we turn architectural visions into reality, one extension at a time. Today we're going to dive deep into the world of property extensions. In particular, we're going to talk about loft extensions for a semi-detached property. They allow homeowners to make the most out of their existing space, often creating a bedroom or a workspace. From understanding the planning permissions to choosing the right design and materials, we've got it all covered. So buckle up, it's time to roll up your sleeves and extend your property. Let's unfold the journey of transforming your living space into dream space. And if you haven't already seen the previous video of transforming your terrace property loft extension, then click on this link. So as you can see here, we have a typical example of a semi-detached property. Usually you can also have a gabled roof on the side. And in this case, we are going to be extending this property under certificate of lawfulness, also known as permitted development, which is your government right to extend a certain property by, in this case, 50 cubic meters for a loft extension. We'll be posting out a new video to showcase what the new changes are and how they might affect you and how you can take advantage of it without having to go through planning permission. This property had already been converted on the ground floor extension, which is something we're also going to cover. And if you click on the video link over here or in the description below, you can find out more about 6-meter extensions. If we dive further into the drawings itself, these being the current elevations, and then followed by the current plans. In this case, we know we have the ground floor, first floor, second floor, and the roof plan. There's a roof hatch just above the landing space here, which gets you access into the loft space. To calculate the volume of the extension, in this case, it happens to be a semi-detached property. So we need to make sure that we are within 50 cubic meters, not square meters, 50 cubic meters, which is volume of the proposed extension. Now, we need to first calculate the gable extension to the side. So that is calculated with a sixth times the depth of the extension times the height times the width. You get the volume. And then we'll have dormer A. Whatever's left off of that, we can use now towards the dormer to the back. So in this case, we've got the width of the dormer now 5.2 meters, the depth being 3.8 meters here, and then the height being about 3 meters. So that gives a total volume of 30.4 cubic meters again, and the total volume being 50 cubic meters. It is a requirement to make sure that you leave at least about 200 millimeters from your eaves between the roof vertical tiles and the eaves itself. And how that looks would be just about there. So we'll have to leave about 200 millimeters from your eaves and the proposed dormer. And that is a requirement. Now, moving on to the first floor plan, we've got a new set of staircase that go from the first floor all the way up into the second floor space itself. Upon arrival, you have a set of doors, and this being obviously 3-story high property, under current building regulations, they require any building to have 3 stories to have a closed means of escape. A closed means of escape meaning that if potentially there might be a fire, all the habitable rooms are protected. At the same time, you need to seek building control advice, and you need to also make sure that you abide by building control in terms of fire, safety, structure. So have a look at our other videos to showcase about building regulations, current regulations itself. Your building conforms to the current building regulations. It's very important to get that right, because at the end, you need to make sure you get that certificate. Now, moving back, we've got a set of staircase that go all the way up to this landing space. We've got a door that opens up to this beautiful bedroom space itself. Now, we've showcased a couple of roof lights at the front. We've made sure that we use some cupboard space just underneath the alcove. And then further beyond that, we've got the eave storage space at the back. So there you have it. This is the process involved by making sure, if you have an architect or if you have a draftsman who's working on your behalf, to make sure that you abide by the permitted development guidelines, to make sure that you have all these items ticked so that you can make sure that your application is successful. And you need to make sure you're within that 50 cubic meters of volume space. And there are other aspects of permitted development guidelines that you must undertake. And there is the permitted development guideline book. Also, if you'd like to check out our other video, which is how to extend your loft if you have a terrace property, then click on this link here. And there's also a link description in the bottom of this page. And hopefully that should probably help you with how to undergo a loft extension if you have a terrace property.